Hello and welcome everybody to a video I should have made a couple months ago. Before I begin, this video is shot in 4K, and if you guys could just click the little settings thing and change the quality to 4K or 1440p, whichever one works for you, that'll make the video quality a lot better, and it'll actually give you more of a better idea of what this phone could do. And by the way, just this shot right here, and whenever you see this phone, the Note, that's because I'm recording with the G6. I'm not recording with this one. I'll give you guys a little indicator on the top right or on the top left corner of your screen that'll say whenever I'm recording with a Note. Just a heads up. Anyway, this is a review of the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 camera. For those of you who don't know, the camera on the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 has been my primary camera for YouTube. I've recorded almost every video on my channel since September, since the phone's release. Almost every video on my channel has been recorded with this phone. And just a heads up, I am rocking a D-brand skin, so that's why it looks, white from there and carbon fiber from here. And also the audio of this video here is recorded with a blue Yeti microphone. Anyway, let's begin. The Note 8 comes packed with features. First of all, it has a 12 megapixel dual lens with f1.7 aperture on the back, both equipped with optical image stabilization. In the front, it has an 8 megapixel camera, also with f1.7 aperture for low light images. Like I said, this camera is my main camera for YouTube because it's so good. Most of the time, I record in automatic, like right now, but when I turn off the lights and show off the lighting on a keyboard or something, I use it on Pro mode. To go to Pro mode, you just open the camera app and swipe to the left. You'll see a bunch of different shooting modes, but we'll look at Pro mode right now. Just a heads up, if you want to save images in RAW format, you have to take them in Pro mode, as far as I could tell. In Pro mode, you have control of the ISO, which goes from 50 to 800. You just slide to adjust it to whatever you want. You can also control the exposure on the second icon, and then you can change the mode you want to shoot in, like standard, breezy, vivid, nostalgic, soft, and more. Right beside it, you control the focus. You can have it as manual or automatic. What I like about the manual focus is that it highlights whatever is in focus in green, so you know what items are in focus. And to the right of the focus setting, we have the white balance, which you also have good control over. Normally in dark shots, I change the ISO and the exposure. You guys should be watching some of that footage. So if you're getting into making videos for YouTube and you want a 4K camera plus a very powerful phone, this is one of the ways to go. I guess you can also get the iPhone, but come on, this one's better. So the other shooting options you have besides the Pro mode are Auto, which does everything for you and is what most people will only use. I actually didn't start using Pro mode until recently. There's a Panorama mode for images in larger areas or more people. There's a Slow Motion mode which works okay. I don't know how I feel about this mode because although some parts look fine, other parts don't, and replaying the video is a bit odd. A Hyperlapse mode which works very well. It turns like 1 minute into a couple of seconds. I actually tried to record a time lapse while riding my bike and this happened.
I just dropped my phone going downhill right here. It was on my bike. It didn't crack or anything, not as far as I could tell. But it did fall and it was pretty hard. I was going pretty fast. I don't know if you guys could see by the time lapse. I'll check it out when I get home.
That second video, by the way, was also recorded with the front camera, so it's kind of like a vlog style video. The food mode makes food look more appealing, I guess. I've never used this mode until now because I normally just eat. There's also a virtual shot mode which I didn't know how to use at first. You just snap a picture of an object, then you do a 360 around it, and in the image you'll see it like in virtual reality where you can move the picture around. It's not all that exciting. Now opening the camera app and swiping to the right, you have things like filters and other picture modes that you would see in apps like Instagram and Snapchat. For the front-facing camera, swiping to the left, again we have many modes to choose from like selfie, wide selfie, selective focus, and again, virtual shot. Swiping to the right, we also have the filters and the color modes. On the camera app, towards the bottom, you can see the live focus mode. This works very well with a subject that's not moving and when the lighting is adequate. You can take an image in low light, but there's a good chance it won't look so good. When you have good lighting and a good subject, the images look great. I've heard that the iPhone software works better for this, and I really wouldn't be surprised. iPhone does a pretty good job of that. No matter how you're using this camera, you can set the video resolution and aspect ratio in the settings of the camera app. Right there you can choose what picture size you want, meaning the pixels and the aspect ratio. You also choose the video resolution. Right now I have it set to 4K because that's how I've been shooting this video. You can only record an 18.5 by 9 aspect ratio if your resolution is 2240 by 1080. You could also shoot 1080p at 60 frames per second. 1:1 aspect ratio, and VGA. Keep in mind that when recording in 1080p at 60 fps, 1440p, or 4K, HDR is not available. It says those things at the bottom. The optical image stabilization on both of the back lenses, I believe, works automatically, and it works very well. Here you're watching some footage of this camera while walking. I'm holding it in my hand with no tripod. You be the judge, but I think it works very well. Moving down a bit, you could set the tracking focus to on and turn HDR on and off. Then below, it also gives you the settings for picture and for the front-facing camera, which you can check out in the video. I won't go too into them because this video is probably long enough by now. Bixby image is also an option in this camera app, and that's used when you're searching for items on sale. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You just take a picture of the subject and click on what you want, and it'll look it up for you. Anyway, that's been it for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, have a great day.